Okay, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to Madam Zurina binti Madnin and to all my fellow classmates. We are from Group 3 and today we will be presenting about Malaysia Premiership. So first, let me introduce myself and my team members. My name is Muhammad Nazir bin Jeffrey. This is Muhammad Afif bin Khalid, Shazai Izani bin Fazul, Muhammad Fakrullah bin Fauzi, and Salsabila binti Muhammad Ritsal. So under this assignment, the content would be the first one. We will discuss about the introduction, Malaysian political system, the power and roles of Malaysia Prime Minister, the appointment of Malaysia Prime Minister, the challenges, and lastly is conclusion. Now we will move to the first content, which is the introduction. Okay, what is political system? Political system basically was a system or a tools of politics that can provide a support structure for the life of the body in politics. It is made up of a reason of state, legislature, and the judiciary, as well as informal elements such as political parties, interest group, and public opinion. So these political systems are not only governs the distribution of authority and responsibilities, but it is also established the procedure for making collective decision. This political system actually can be a pattern of interaction which exemplify the authoritative allocation of values for a society. This description highlights about the decision-making and conflict resolution function of political systems. Bureaucracy or politics constitutional system on this understanding is a process of turning societal needs and demands into public policy, laws, and rulerships. This political system actually can train us in problem solving logic, innovative thinking, and to reflect critically on things, no matter how it may be delivered through bricks and mortar classrooms or via the internet education extend individuals and ability to deal with a world that is ever changing. It cultivates a huge desire for learning lifelong as well as equips people with the skill they need to face future challenges well equipped and lay the basis for personal success. By making such an investment, we are also making an investment in society future. We are helping individuals to embrace their own in education. So for the next slide, I will pass to Muhammad Afif bin Khalid.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afif bin Khalid, and I'll be presenting about the major political systems in the world. Okay, when we're talking about political systems in the world, the first and foremost of words that should come into mind, or something that should come into mind, would be the democracy itself. Democracy was actually founded back in 507 before the Common Era. Back it was founded by a person named Cleisthenes in Athens. Cleisthenes actually not found the word of democracy, but however he found it in terms of a word of Greek, which is demokratia. Demokratia can be divided into two kind of words, which is demos and also kratos. Demos means which is the people, and kratia would be mean to rule. When we combine into demokratia, it will be to rule by the people. Okay, the democracy itself has come into a long way, and up to this day, it was one of the most used political systems in the world. And democracy can be divided into or we can say as multiple kinds of democracy itself. However, I'll be just elaborating more on the two major of democracy, which is the first direct democracy and second will be indirect democracy. Okay, direct democracy is actually basically the form of a democracy where it doesn't require someone or intermediaries or even representatives, unlike indirect democracies. Direct democracies actually is basically the purest form of democracy, basically due to the fact of it was by the people, it's ruled by the people. Okay, direct democracy is basically where the public or even the citizens itself votes for a policy or even laws that were about to be, to be used for the country itself. And however, this kind of direct democracies actually have what we can see as or what we can conclude into flaws due to the fact of if the people or even the citizens did not participate or engage as much as it was required to or to be representing all of the people, it will fall into a part due to the fact of it wouldn't be fair for all of the people. So therefore, this kind of direct democracy is actually still not into the most stable form of democracy yet. Next will be the indirect democracies. Indirect democracies is basically where people choose a representatives that will become their voice in the government later on. In Malaysia, I believe that we as Malaysians have, more connections towards indirect democracies compared to direct democracies because we in Malaysia practice indirect democracies, and these representatives are basically chosen through a voting process. Mm, Basically, the indirect democracies have more stable form as compared to direct democracies because direct democracies require a lot or a huge amount of people to make sure that the policy making or the lawmaking is just or even fair for all of the people. However, for indirect democracies, we have representatives. So for collision of thoughts is lesser compared to direct democracy. Not to mention I'm sorry. Not to mention indirect democracies is actually will have the representatives that will bear into mind that taken into consideration whatever decisions that they are making are for the benefits of the people. Okay, next we'll be presenting about the monarchy. Monarchy is a form of political system where the power is absolute and will be handled by a single person only. Monarchy is basically bestowed through a person to another person through an inheritance. Therefore, if you were born in a royal family, there is a possibility of you getting to the throne and will become the ruler later on. Monarchy is not only just made up of different institutions. However, it was different but still interrelated and interconnected with each other. Therefore, it will be taking care of the lives of the people, of the friends, of the elites, and this comes into a fruit where Norbert Elias, which is a sociologist from Germany, comes to a term of court society when he was taking look at the monarchy itself. Court society is basically where a relationship between monarchies, which is the royal families, and also the group of elites or group of people that will be somewhat as aristocrats will have a connection for ceremonial and also symbolic purposes. Monarchy itself can come into a thing when a person managed to make a contribution through, for example, through wars. Not one of the most famous examples that monarchy that rises through a warfare would be the Augustus. Okay, next I'll be presenting about the totalitarianism. Totalitarianism means that it's a political systems that completely different compared to democracy that I've told earlier. Totalitarianism will be mean that government have the complete power over the government, over the state government, and also the people's life up to even a people's life. Hence, therefore, they have powers to even law enforcement of military and police, banning certain press or even have a press censorship where the media itself could not spoken just outspokenly as it was normal, and is up to a point of banning certain kind of religion, banning certain kinds of opposition parties. So therefore, the life of the people wouldn't be that much of a free, And the first image of the words of totalitarianism was basically of a root words of totalitarian back in 1923 in Italy, where Mussolini's fascist party were actually have the power to